Hi, I'm Martha. This is my model Maria, and I'm going to do a highlight and contour look finished with an eye and a lip color. I've already started her makeup, so her foundation is on and her concealer is on, and I'm just going to finish up with a little bit of powder, and then I'll do the highlight and contour. Highlight and contour is actually really important, especially for taking pictures, because what happens when you take pictures or you're on film or on camera, you can come across very flat. So what contour does, it actually allows you to enhance your natural features. And we do so by applying a lighter shade and then a darker shade, depending on how you'd like to enhance your features. So I'm just going to take a lighter shade of powder, and you can also start this with your cream foundations or with your cream concealers. And I kind of already started a little bit too. You can kind of see underneath her eyes how it has that really pretty glow. So I'm just going to continue that, but with the powder form. So I'm just going to take a lighter shade, and I'm going to tap it along the upper parts of her cheeks. So if you kind of think about wherever the sun hits, that's where you want to place your highlight. And you can go back and you can blend it out, but you just want to place it in there first. So I'm placing it right above her cheekbone. On her forehead, down her nose, on her chin. Then I'm going to go back and do a warmer shade, so a darker shade, and that's going to help to kind of bring in this part of your cheek area, the hollows of your cheek. And it's really important not to kind of go overboard, because as we age, we kind of naturally start to hollow out. So you don't, if you have a more mature client, you definitely don't want to over apply the contour, but this is again just to enhance your natural features. So I'm going to go with a slightly darker shade. And I'm going to start right in front of the ear area, lightly. The other side. Around the forehead. And then I'm going to round it up a little bit. So I'm going to also contour her chin area, and that'll help to kind of bring in that part. Kind of make it a little more oval is what we want. That's the idea. So I'm going to go underneath her chin. Kind of think about it sort of like a backwards 3. You could do that. Okay, really light. Some clients like to contour their nose. You can certainly contour their nose. She doesn't need it. She has a really beautiful, already nice nose. So I want to blend this in together. Okay, I like the way that looks. Now I want to start with color. You can start with the eyebrows. You can start with the blush, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So I'm going to use a powder. And I'm using MAC. I think MAC is really great. The colors are versatile. They're really highly pigmented, so you have more control over how much you can use, which is nice. So I'm just going to start with her eyebrows. So remember, when you're applying makeup, it really is about enhancing someone's beauty. And it's also about getting the proportions correctly. It's an opportunity to really go in and help kind of even things out. So I'm just going to make it really natural. I'm taking my brush and I'm just kind of doing little feather strokes. I'm going to go to the other side. And again, I'm just following her natural shape. And you can kind of see from her natural eye bone as to where to follow that. And some clients like different eyebrow looks. This is a really natural way of applying her for her particular features. The next makeup I'm going to do is the blush. I actually love doing blush early on in the makeup because after I do the blush, it kind of helps continue with the framing of the face. So I have the eyebrows, which is very important for framing, but then I also like to go in with the blush because it kind of continues on with the whole highlight and contour part of the step of your makeup. Some people like to do blush at the end, and I always go back and retouch it at the end too. And in makeup, dimension is really important. So I'm a firm believer in using different layers of colors. So when you do that, it kind of offers your client a little more multi-dimensional look to their makeup. So instead of just using one flat color, which you certainly can, it's really nice to kind of layer the colors in. So I'm applying her blush right on her cheekbone, going in circular motions. And remember the contour that I applied earlier, I'm kind of meeting that and blending that together. So I'm doing to the other side. Okay, so I'm meeting that in that contour line. Now I'm going to go back and touch up a little bit more of the highlight, and I'm using Urban Decay's 3-in-1 palette. I absolutely love this palette. It has its own contour, it also has its own highlight and blush together, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to go back and use the middle, because that's the highlight part of it. I just want to give her a little bit more pop. And then there's my second layer of color. So see how it's really coming to life? So the colors are starting to blend in. It's starting to bring a little more color to her face. And I'm going to do the same sort of idea on the forehead, down the nose, and on the chin. So now I'm going to start on her eyes, and I always like to start with a eye primer, and I'm using a cream primer by MAC. I've been using it for a really long time, and I've tried other ones which I really love too, but this one, I always seem to go back to this one just because by the end of the day, and I work on really long sets, I don't have any creases, I don't have any rubbing or fading, and it just works. It's my little trusted product, and anyone can use it. It goes on really well, really light, it's non-drying. So I'm just applying this all over the lid, super, super thin, really light, all over, all the way up to the brow. And this is going to allow your eyeshadow to not only come across with better pigment, but it's going to help to adhere it, so you're not going to get that smudging or fading throughout the day. So I'm going to start with her eyeshadow. The eyeshadow is going to be fairly light. Start with a really pretty base. All over. Then I'm going to do a little bit of a darker shade right on her outer part of her lid. Just want to give her a little bit of dimension. So what I'm doing is I'm applying it right on the outer part of the lid, going into the crease, but I don't want to create a really dramatic look, so I just want to apply it and then I want to blend it out. When you're working with makeup, you know, it's powder, so you can blend it out. You can never overdo it. You could just blend it out and soften whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So I'm just kind of doing it in little circular motions. Let's see what you're at. So again, I'm going to do the outside part of the lid. And there's different ways of applying your eyeshadow. You can, depending on what kind of look you're going for, but this one, I want it to be a little more natural, but I still want her to have some dimension. So I just want to apply the outside part of the lid. I have it on. I'm going to go back with a blending brush, blending it out. So it has that soft sort of finish to it. A little bit more color, a little bit more blending. I'm going to go back, hit underneath her brow bone, and then blend. Hit underneath her brow bone, and then blend it in. That's okay. Okay. Now I'm going to do some eyeliner. And eyeliner, you can go in many directions. I'm going to use a pencil, and I'm using Makeup Forever. It stays on really well. I love how you can smudge it and kind of have control over the look that you're going for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it right along the lash line. And you can apply it in any way that you like. Go ahead and close your eyes. Trying to get as close to your lash line as possible. Then I'm going to grab a smaller brush. You can use any small brush. You can even do this with a Q-tip and just blend it up. And the idea is to give her this gorgeous sort of little bit of a smolder eye without having it look too dramatic. You can use this for going out for dinner or just going out with friends or brunch or anything like that. So you can, let's close your eyes. So I'm going to do the other side. So again, I'm just going to do the base. Okay. And then I'm just going to smudge it a little bit. That's pretty. Look up to the ceiling. So I'm just going to go right underneath the eyes. And I'm going to use the same technique because I want it to be soft. I just want to blend it out just a little bit. I want to define her eyes. It's pretty. So I'm going to do her lashes. Look down to the floor. So I'm going to go closer to the lid, press down, and I have to pull it out a little bit, press down again. So it's twofold. So it's one in the center, one at the base of your lash, and then I pull it out, and then one at the tip of the lash. So I'm going to do mascara, and I'm using Urban Decay, the Big Fatty. I love this mascara. It gives you such a beautiful, voluminous, lengthening finish. So when you put your mascara on, you want to start at the base of your lash and kind of wiggle it back and forth, because that will allow you to coat every single lash. And it really allows to get the mascara from the base to the tip, and that'll give you a really beautiful, full look. The other side, look down to the floor. So again, I'm going to start at the base, and I'm sort of curling up and wiggling at the same time. Look up to the ceiling. For the bottom ones, I just like to kind of touch them a little bit, just to give them a little bit of makeup on there. I don't necessarily like to brush them out because then they kind of look like spider legs, and that's not what we want. So I have this. I have her eyes on, her blush. I'm just going to finish up with a lipstick. So I'm going to do a lip liner. And I chose a really light natural color. It is springtime, and I really want her to blend in to the seasons. And that's going to be really beautiful, natural, gorgeous spring colors. So as I'm doing her lip liner, again, this is the opportunity that you have to either correct, enhance. She actually has really beautiful lips, so all I'm doing is just lining them. But if I wanted to even out her lips, depending if she had like a smaller upper lip or a smaller lower lip, then you can line outside of her lip line or inside. So I filled it in with the lip liner, and I find that when I do that, it helps the lip color just stay on better. So I'm going to finish off with this. This is sort of like a 2-in-1 lip product. It's a lipstick and a gloss in one. Normally I would do a lipstick and then a gloss over it, but this is such a great formula. It's by a vegan cosmetic line called Gabriel. So after you're done with your makeup, you want to kind of take a step back and see what would you add, what would you enhance. If there's anything that you need to go back and touch up on, you can do so at this moment. And it is all about your client. So just kind of have your client tell you what she likes, and if there's something that she would like you to add on or take off, that's totally fine too. So thank you for watching. This is Martha. My name is Martha, and again, this is my model Maria, and I will see you soon. Thank you.